Welcome back for another episode. All right. So, today's topic actually rolls together a game and a book. And so, today I actually had the opportunity to spend time with my son Ethan, a little father son bonding during the summer. And we had a chance to go to one of my favorite stores, Restore, where they have a number of different home remodeling tools and equipment and again you name it. So one reason I like to go there is you never know what you might find in the book section. So in this day and age, in the information age, one of the most powerful things you can have at your disposal is this: intellectual property. So intellectual property in the information age is gold. What you know and what you can do with what you know are incredibly powerful. So within that, if you're not familiar with what intellectual property is, it's this idea that information is power. And so, with that, what you actually can do with information is just as powerful. So, what this book actually talks about are patents, trademarks, and copyrights. So, if you are in business, you should recognize how important those three elements actually are. To give you a little bit of a background, patents essentially allow you to have, let's say, a limited time monopoly on some type of design or technology. And so, what that essentially means is if you have, let's say, the plans for a design and they are unique and you want to make sure you gain a competitive advantage, you can essentially submit a patent for that design, which will protect the rights you actually have that for that design for a limited time. And that limited time may be, let's say, a number of years. I don't know the specifics on that, but again, you can do your homework there, but for a number of years. So you can have a limited time monopoly. And depending on how valuable that is and what other companies actually need it, let's say, to produce whatever it is that they need to do, you can become very, very wealthy very quickly. But it depends on how valuable the patent is. Now, what it does is it protects you for a limited amount of time. So when that patent expires, then everybody has access to it, all right? So that's how a patent works. Next is a trademark. So a trademark's like a logo, like let's say right here. That's a logo. So the logo is essentially distinguishable for a specific business. And that trademark can be very useful in identifying a particular business within a particular industry. And you can have the rights to protect your brand, your trademark from anyone else infringing upon that. So that's what a trademark actually does. And that's very useful anytime you want to advertise where you are, what you do, or where you have a presence. Then last but not least is copyright. And anytime, let's say you create an original work, written art, you name it, that essentially can allow you to have a copyright. Now, in order to get protections, you actually want to file with the Patent and Trademark Office. But there are some protections you actually get just in the production of whatever you actually have. But that's something that you will need to decide for your business. But something that was very interesting today that my son and I had a conversation on, we actually just saw Jurassic Park Dominion. And within that movie, you have a lot of dinosaurs. So dinosaurs represent a very, very interesting business model. If you have you. So there's a company within the movie called BioSyn, and BioSyn is doing some genetic engineering with some of the dinosaur DNA. So the question is, what type of protections would they want for their business? So Ethan and I had a discussion on this, and let's see, a patent, they could definitely use a number of different patents just based on the technology that they're using, what they're developing in order to do some of the work that they're doing. Trademark for sure. BioSyn actually has a trademark so that you know that that's BioSyn. Anytime you see it within the movie, you know exactly what it is because that's a trademark, and that's what trademarks actually do. And then as far as the copyright, there are any papers that were written by any of the employees for the organization, they essentially get credit, and credit goes where it's due. But there's something else that may not be as straightforward. And what that essentially is a trade secret. Now, I'm particularly curious and interested in regards to trade secrets because these are the valuable uh, the valuable pieces, let's say, of a business that you don't ever want to share with anybody, right? So to give you an example, take Kentucky Fried Chicken and the recipe in order to create Kentucky Fried Chicken. that's not something you just want to share with anyone. You don't want to get a patent on it because as soon as the patent expires, you have to share it with everybody. And there's nothing else that really kind of characterizes it as much. However, if you keep that close, near and dear, no one else finds out about it. So you have to keep it under lock and key. And so I like this idea of trade secrets because I believe businesses, no matter what they do, there needs to be some element of what they do or how they do what they do that needs to remain in-house. And so BioSyn, I'm sure, and if you see the movie, you'll agree with me, has a number of different trade secrets. And not to give away any spoilers from that movie, but there's certain things that happen within the company that they just don't share. And that's actually really important for any company to actually have. So do you have trade secrets if you're in business? And how do you actually protect those? That's a very, very important thing to give you a competitive advantage. And it's something, as long as you can keep that trade a secret, may give you a competitive advantage for a long time. So I hope you enjoyed this presentation on intellectual property. I am no expert by any means, but I always appreciate learning something new and thinking about it and coming up with new ideas around it. So, talked about patents, talked about trademarks, talked about copyright and trade secrets. They are all elements that have extremely valuable within any business. So hopefully you're putting those to work. And if you're not, hopefully you actually get some help or perhaps consult a patent attorney to help you along the way in figuring out what you need to protect for your business. So until the next episode, appreciate you tuning in and I'll catch you then. All right. Bye.